So, hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. We're all in this for one thing, wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans tuning in worldwide, you know me, Andre Corbeil, your official Impact Wrestling One Wrestling reporter, right here at the home of the legendary icon, Bill Apter, bringing you your March 20th, 2015 Impact Wrestling report on a night that featured 3 title matches, but technically 4, but I'm going to digress on that. And before we jump into this week's Impact, the Friday, March 20th edition, first things first. Now, Executive Vice President of Creative and Head of TNA Talent Relations, John Gabrick, announced earlier today that TNA indeed inked 4 of its superstars, and that there were more coming soon in the later weeks. As TNA signs Robbie E., MVP, Bram, and the Destroyer Bobby Lashley, all top names, all top talents, that all bring something different to the table at Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. So that's a great coup, a great move from Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. And indeed, who could be the 6 new talents rumored to be coming in the Total Nonstop Action roster? Very interesting. So comment below, let me know what you guys think pertaining and relating to that. Now, one of my sources within the company touched on the rumblings of Cherry Bomb possibly being inked as one of these new talents coming in, as TNA beefs up its roster, rolling into this year of 2015, which they've been doing so well out of the gate up until this point. And let's face it, we're a quarter way through the year, wrestling fans, so that's a good thing. So, let's roll into this week's Impact, wrestling fans. Now, we started off the show with a tag team tornado-styled Ultimate X match that saw the Wolves defending their TNA Tag Team Championships against the BroMans, with DJZ and Jessie Goddard, as Robbie E. bowed out, obviously his loss and his issues and his feud that he's having with ex-girlfriend Brooke is weighing a little heavy on his mind. So yeah, the DJZ, the DJ of the BroMans, stepped in with Jessie Goddard, aka Mr. Spectacular, to take on 2 members of the Revolution in Manik and the Great Sanada in a very, very entertaining X-Division title defense, X-Division, Ultimate X title defense that saw the London crowd absolutely rocking throughout this very, very good match from start to finish, fans, as the Wolves pulled it off, scaling the ropes and both pulling each other's titles down at the same time simultaneously, and Andre Corbeil loved it, especially the little game of chicken in the middle of the match played by the BroMans and the Revolution, as both teams tried to, well, let's just say in a nutshell, pull some shortcuts to no avail. So good job, guys, and it was a great match. And the crowd kept rocking, wrestling fans in London, as the common denominator of greatness, none other than Austin Aries, came out and he wanted his property back from the BDC, who stole it from him, with Low-Key and Joe coming out with his briefcase in tow, in his hands, as Austin Aries says, you know what, you stole my briefcase, you know what, you even stole my X-Division title. So I have a suggestion, let's lay this out on the line here. The challenge of the winner takes all in an impromptu match. Now, Low-Key says, you gotta go through Joe and his fists first. Now, let it be noted that this was Samoa Joe's final match within Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, as he suckers Austin Aries right out of the gate before he and Aries delivered a very, very solid match, ending in a DQ via Low-Key's interference. Now, let it be noted that Low-Key tried to attack Austin Aries with the briefcase, his own briefcase, but Aries quickly ducked it, ending up laying him out with that sick spinning elbow, and leaves with his briefcase. Now, the excitement didn't end there, and this was very exciting, wrestling fans, as Rockstar Spud comes down and indeed cashes in his X-Division Championship briefcase to Earl Hebner. And wow, Low-Key was laid out. He hit his finisher. I can't remember what the finisher is called, what Spud calls it, but it's basically a sliced bread, hooking the leg for the 1, 2, 3, and his first reign with the X-Division Championship. I was glad for Spud here, and congratulations.#I'm with Spud. And the action continues with Magnus laying a major whipping on Bram, who made this war personal with Magnus, beating him all over the building from pillar and to post before finally closing out this beating in the middle of the ring. Now it took 3 refs and 1 security guard to hold Magnus back because he was that enraged. Now this led to his woman, Mickie James, coming down the aisle and hitting the ring and literally punting Bram in the jewels and laying a plethora of shots, beating him before Magnus ended up delivering a sick powerbomb to Bram on the top of the rampway. Now, this was an ass-kicking in every sense of the term. We then had our second title match of the night with a 3-way Knockouts Championship match between Awesome Kong, Gail Kim, and the current champion, Taryn Terrell. And you had to ask yourself, the general feeling coming into this match was the title going to change? I thought so, with Kong looking virtually unstoppable, while Gail and Taryn basically tried to chop her down, with not much success during this contest. But the focus, the main storyline here, had been how ineffective Taryn's offense has been against Kong over the last few weeks. And this was the story here, except it was a little tweaked here, as Taryn switches it up while trying to be in search of the right formula to get through and basically beat Kong, so to speak. So this happened throughout this match, and she was actually beginning to find it. And yeah, she finally gets Kong off of her feet and then out of the ring with a nice drop kick through the middle ropes. Now, she got the win in this match, but it wasn't on Kong. It was after getting a schoolgirl on Gail Kim and retaining, while Kong was on the outside. As the Knockouts show the WWE Divas yet again that the Knockouts division is superior and indeed the place to be, wrestling fans. We then rolled into Storm vs. Hardy in a no DQ match where Matt attempted to get retribution for his brother Jeff over the Cowboy James Storm and that vicious cowbell that he's been using so often. And you also had to ask yourself, would he be able to pull it off this week, especially with the presence and the interference, mind you, from the Revolution stablemates who line the outside of the ring here. Now, he did pretty damn well, but ended up getting the mist from Sanada, followed by 2 last call super kicks, equaling the 1, the 2, and the 3 for the leader of the Revolution, the Cowboy James Storm. Now, the Revolution proceeded in holding Matt against the ring on the outside of the apron, and ultimately leading to Storm laying him out with that same cowbell that I was mentioning, and that same cowbell that took his brother Jeff out. And long story short, this feud goes on, so this was well done, and I enjoyed it. Now the moment we were all waiting for, wrestling fans, and for the first time ever, mind you, our main event match of the evening, and it was a sick main event match at that. It was everything wrestling should be, and absolutely worthy of tons of praise here, as Kurt Angle battled the world champion, the Destroyer Bobby Lashley, in what mat wrestling, submissions, high risks, reversals should be like. We had 15 German suplexes delivered here by the Olympic gold medalist on Lashley, and Angle was looking great, but let's not get it misconstrued or confused, wrestling fans. Bobby Lashley also looked great here as well, and even at one point locking in the Olympic gold medalist finisher, yes, the ankle lock, followed by a cross arm breaker. Now, I was on the edge of my seat as Angle reverses it and locks in a deep ankle lock, really deep here. Now, it took a while for the Destroyer to ultimately tap out, but eventually he does, and your new 6-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion, none other than Kurt Angle, ends a superb 2 hours of total non-stop action wrestling, and the role this company's been on absolutely continues. Now, it's easy to see that TNA is really on a roll and have found their groove in 2015 ever since coming over and migrating from Spike to Destination America. Now, unfortunately, the network isn't seen in as many homes as was seen with Spike, but the support that this this network is giving TNA, the advertising, the promotion it just blows the support that Spike garnered, or the support that TNA garnered from Spike. It blows it right out of the water. So these are good times to be a TNA fan, and they really, really are indeed on a roll and have found their niche. Now, this is a fresh product now that has its own identity, and that was something that was lost for many years, and we all know the story, brother. But that's a story for another day to touch on. My name's Andre Corbeil, your official Impact Wrestling, OneWrestling.com reporter. Follow me at Andre_Corbeil on Twitter. Subscribe to my regular YouTube channel, Andre Corbeil, and help get me back up there because it's a fresh new channel, guys. And there's lots of interviews and lots of exciting things on that channel as well. And as always, stay locked and loaded right here at One Wrestling Video on YouTube, www.onewrestling.com on the internet, at One Wrestling on Twitter, and follow the family, everybody. The legendary icon Bill Apter at Apter One Wrestling, Big Ray Show, my Can-Am Wrestling Show co-host Big Ray, and Can-Am Wrestling Show co-host Bill Schuyler at You Got the Show, and also follow our little one, the little son, the new one to OneWrestling.com, your WWE Raw reviewer, Billy Ray Valentine, a.k.a. Billy Ray Hustle on Twitter. Thanks for tuning in. We're all in this for one thing, wrestling. And as Bill Apter says, we'll see you at the matches, wrestling fans. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey everybody, this is Davey Boy Smith Jr. You're watching OneWrestling.com with Andre Corbeil. We'll see you at the matches.
Dog of War, Jessie, and we're with Andre Corbeil, and you're watching OneWrestling.com. We'll see you at the matches.
We're all in this for one thing, the wrestling. See you at the matches.
And let's point at the camera like Bill Apter does and say, we'll see you at the matches.
We'll see you at the matches. I'm sorry, guys.